Okay, and welcome to Utica, New York. And you are about to see the Mid-Fairfield 2010 team face off against the Long Island Gulls 2010 team. These teams faced each other last week in Rhode Island. Gulls getting the better of Mid-Fairfield. Joe Violante, a former Gull, will be in net once again to face his old team. Sorry, we're working on some stuff. I apologize. I don't know if folks can hear it at home or not. Maybe you can say on the parent chat. There's a lot of backfeed static. So hopefully it sounds okay at home. But we'll try to bring as much of the action. So if a parent or two can comment, just let me know in the parent chat if things are sounding okay. That would be highly appreciated. I know in talking to Mr. Heckle and Mr. Ruff, I know there's a watch party of some parents back home. So thank you for tuning in, some of the parents that are back home. And hopefully you get to see a good matchup today. So as I mentioned to you, Joe Violante will be in net today to face his old team. So we're going to have the second of 3 games in the NEPAC showcase. And unfortunately, we can't show you the benches because the Ethernet wire is over on this side. So we've got Kevin O'Neill on camera today, and he'll try to get you some of the action on the benches. And we've got Coach Letty on the bench right now. I know Coach Graggs is just finishing up with the 2008 team, which you can't see, but they are directly behind us. Okay, so yeah, I apologize. We're going to have to get new headphones, so you'll have to tolerate a little static, and maybe next week we'll have new headphones. They seem to be biting the dust. So at center is Correa and Johnston, and looks like Scranton out there. And on D, Caccaro and Zoo, win by Mid-Fairfield, back to Caccaro, over to Zoo, up to Scranton. Scranton gains the zone, hits the brakes, reverses course, and is double teamed right away, but back to Zoo, winds up, shot. Doesn't get to the Gulls net. Mid-Fairfield chases. And regroups behind their own net. Steal by Scranton, turnaround shot. Out in front, loose, out in front. So Mid-Fairfield with a chance there. The puck bounded off the goalie's pads. A couple of Mid-Fairfield players there, but unable to put it past the goalkeeper. So 16:31 left in the first period. And so it looks like with 52 seconds left, Mid-Fairfield, the 08 team, just got tied by Buffalo. So Graggs may be a little later than we expected. So back to the action here. Turnover, forced back into the zone. Conroy now with the puck from the Gulls, throws it out. Yoon with a good poke check on old friend Eric Pan. Steal by Ludke. Ludke races over, dumps the puck in behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Malafis gives chase. Molliston Beck on the forecheck. Ludke with a big hit. Drives the goal player to the ice, throws the puck back to Yoon. Yoon spins around, dumps it into the corner. Mid-Fairfield go for a partial shift change here, and the Gulls look to break out. Phelan from the Gulls dumps it in the zone. Yoon retreats behind Violante. Mid-Fairfield trying to break it out, but it's off of Fox from the Gulls, who dumps it back in. Schwarz there, and it's stolen by the Gulls. Out to their defenseman, winds up, shot out in front, unable to get on the mid-Fairfield goalkeeper. Malefis with a nice pass over to Heckel is unable to handle it cleanly. Dumps it into the other corner. Hannah streaks in. And here come the Gulls again through the neutral zone. Ruff gives chase into the mid-Fairfield zone. Forces a turnover there. So Hannah back up with the puck. Hannah still skating with the puck, leaves it for Heckel. Unable to get it out of the mid-Fairfield zone. Heckel now settles things down over to Shores. Shores over to Hannah, is tipped into the Long Island zone, and that's going to be an icing. Hey, Kev, the more you move it, the worse the static is. So it's 6 half dozen the other. We either take the less angles and have more static, or so the more you move it, that the wire, sorry. So Correa with the wind, because the parents at home have said there's quite a bit of static on the line. So the Gulls retreat into their own zone with the puck. Turned over, Johnston with the steal. It goes right back to the Gulls. Correa now getting into it with low piano. Correa shoots on the Gulls goalkeeper. Bounds over into the corner. Gulls settle it back down along the boards. Big hit by Correa. Mid-Fairfield much more active. But Scranton's able to, tries to skate it out, but turns it over. Fox with the shot. Doesn't hit the net, goes wide. Sinqui dumps in the corner from the Gulls. Caccaro retreats, hits the brakes, tries to elude the Gulls player, but turns the puck over. Loose on the side of Violante. Zeus trying to get it to Johnston, unable to do so. Sinqui dumps it back in. Johnston trying to pin the player along the boards. Sinqui from the Gulls now, blue line pass, shot onto Violante. That's sticked over into the corner. Out to the Gulls defenseman again, turned over, and here comes Johnston. He's got Scranton with him. Pass over to Scranton. Scranton toe drags, gets around the defenseman. He's waiting for his teammates to get into the zone. Still with the puck is Scranton. Tries to get it to Ludke, does. Ludke hits the break, shot off the pad. And the Gulls cross center ice and dump in. Beck now up with it. And it's stolen by the Gulls, but then turned right over to Malefis. Malefis across center ice. Malefis splits the one defenseman, unable to get by the second one, but he's got Beck there. Puck off the net, loose out in front, right along the crease, still loose. No mid-Fairfield players there to tap it in. Ludke with a nice check. Dislodged the puck from Conroy. Puck goes off into the corner. Malefis now skates through a couple of Long Island Gulls players. Through a third. He's got Ludke out in front. Shot off of one of the Gulls defensemen. Gulls now break out of their zone. Cross center ice. Schwartz and Klingenstein back on D. Gulls player hits the brakes. Waits for his teammates. But turned right over, slapped out by Beck, and that's going to be an icing on the Gulls. So 11:41 left in the first period. We're all tied up here right now, 0. So Hannah's at the face-off. He's got Ruff out there with Heckel. Win by mid-Fairfield. Tapped off into the corner. Goes Shores. Gets it out of the zone. Ruff tries to get a stick on it. Does. Battle for the puck. Right in front of the goalkeeper. Heckel now up with it. Heckel with a shot. But to the far side of the goalkeeper. Hannah trying to get it to Ruff. But sticks abound. Ruff now up with the puck behind the net. Ruff looking for an open teammate. Gets it to Klingenstein. Winds up. Doesn't hit the net. And here comes Heckel now into the corner. Heckel bounds it off the boards. Trying to wait for Ruff. Ruff and Heckel now, but turn it over. And the Gulls now settle the puck down, but turned over. Klingenstein now with a shot on the Gulls goalkeeper. Ruff back up to Schwarz. He throws it out of the zone. Klingenstein forced to retreat. So Mid-Fairfield with a couple scoring opportunities here. Vartanian dumps in, and Mid-Fairfield goes for wholesale changes. Klingenstein back up with it. Shot. Sticked aside by the Gulls goalkeeper. It's thrown down. Zoo intercepts. Gets it to Vartanian. Unable to get into the zone. It's behind Vinny Zoo. He sees it finally. Puck up in the air. Correa now sticks his nose in to try to cause trouble along the boards. Cuccaro now up with it. Cuccaro tries to connect the bounding puck. He's got Scranton there. Scranton with a shot high. The Gulls goalkeeper. Zoo pinches in, dumps it in the corner. Gulls now back up with it. Fox streaks down the glass. Turns it over. Cuccaro picks it out of the air. And it looks like the Mid-Fairfield 08 team just won in overtime, 7-6. Nope, I apologize. It looked like they were celebrating, but yeah, no, they did. I think they won 7-6. So Hannah at the face-off wins. O'Neill gets it over to back over to Hannah again. Ludke, sorry, that was Ludke. Ludke tries to connect to Malefus in front, unable to get his stick down in time. Puck sails wide. Yoon back on defense with O'Neill. O'Neill retreats behind Violante. Not far enough. Sinqui with the steal, pinches in, leaves it for a teammate. Randazzo now up with it on the side. Shot, and it's sticked aside by Violante. Lukey now was able to sweep the puck out. Sinqui hits Conroy with the pass. Conroy content to dump in. And O'Neill now behind the Mid-Fairfield net, gets it to Beck. It's tipped in. Refs call no icing, so Mid-Fairfield goes for another partial shift change. Puck turned over. Heckle now, but it's fielded by the Gulls goalkeeper and knocked out. So that was actually a good play by Leo Yoon, who fielded the puck and knocked it into the Gulls zone, causing an offside. But there was a streaking Gull player along the glass that would have had a breakaway opportunity, but Yoon making the correct decision, causing the dead puck right there instead of a breakaway opportunity. Hannah at the face-off. He's got Heckle out there. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Schwartz tries to get it to an open teammate. Finally does. Hannah now gets it to Heckle, sweeps it into the Gulls zone. Hannah and Heckle give chase up into the corner. Heckle pinning the Gulls player up there. Puck's loose on the side of the Gulls goalkeeper. Hannah now back up with it, throws it out to Schwarz, over to Klingenstein. Klingenstein winds up. Nice save by the Gulls goalkeeper. Uses his blocker to throw it up into the netting. Klingenstein with a booming shot on the Gulls goalkeeper. But the Gulls goalkeeper was able to track the puck well and knock it up into the netting. 8:24 left in the first period. So win by the Gulls. Thrown out. And here come the Gulls into the Mid-Fairfield zone. Phelan now loses the puck to Schwarz. Klingenstein now with the puck behind Violante. Tries to get it out to Ruff. Ruff unable to do so. The Gulls, a give-and-go passing, unable to connect to Fox. Fox out to his defenseman. Winds up. Shot off the pad of Violante into the corner. Gulls hunting a goal here. Throws it over into the next corner. Fox now back up with the puck. Pearl now up with it. Tried the backdoor play. Mid-Fairfield wised up to that in the last few days and stopped it. Hannah's knocked to the ice. Schwarz retreats, collects the puck, gets it to Heckle. Mid-Fairfield unable to connect. Now Conroy's got it. Loose out in front. Shot off the pad of Violante. Nice save by Violante. Two quick saves there. Shot off of Violante's head. He doesn't know where it is. It's behind him. Steal by Ruff. Tried to get it out, but Conroy with a better play to keep it in. leaves the puck for center. DeMarco now up with it, but ref forces him to retreat, throw the puck. Mid-Fairfield a little gassed here. They've got to get the puck out of the zone. Shot, and it's off the blocker of Violante. Randazzo now up with it from the Gulls. Klingenstein tries to throw it out, gets it to Heckel, who's able to force it out of the zone. But here come the Gulls. They're going to have numbers here. Mid-Fairfield's got to hustle. Loose out in front. Nice play to block the shot. Heckel now with it across center ice. Heckel's able to chip it there. Heckel, a one-man wrecking crew, all by himself against 3 Gulls players, manages to force it out of the zone. Steal by Zoo, who dumps it back in the Gulls zone. Fielded by their goalkeeper, who throws it up along the glass. Squirts out. Caccaro now retreats. Caccaro over to Zoo, who tries to get it to Scranton, but turned over at center ice. And here comes Fox, who leaves a pass, but nobody there. I think he was looking for Sinqui. Zoo now throws the puck up. Battle for possession, goes back and forth. Finally, Zoo tries to settle it down to Caccaro. Caccaro throws it across the ice, and only Sinqui's there from the Gulls, who's content to dump it back in on the Mid-Fairfield goalkeeper. 5:31 left in the first period. Caccaro now back up with it. Over to Zoo. Zoo, beautiful pass to Scranton into the Gulls zone. Scranton now trying just to get a shot off, unable to. Caccaro races over, keeps the puck in the zone. Johnston there, and he's tied up. That should have been a penalty. The Gulls player had his stick wrapped around Johnston, but no call. Johnston now back up with it. Mid-Fairfield still hunting here. Johnston now along the end board with Carre. Carre putting his stick in there. Johnston tries to kick it over to Carre. Johnston back up with it. Tries to avoid the Gulls player, but goes down to the ice. And here come the Gulls. Oh, nice play by Scranton to steal the puck from Conroy. Almost a beautiful chance for Mid-Fairfield there. Vartanian retreats. Collects the puck. Gets it over to O'Neill, who passes it over to Yoon. Yoon surveys. Tries to get it to Beck, but it's tipped off his stick, and that's going to be an icing. No, it's waved off by the other referee. So a lot of up and down action here. Yoon now. Nice hit by Yoon. Back and forth the turnovers go, but Vartanian's able to slide it over to Beck, but turned over, and Hurl knocks it in from the Gulls. O'Neill now. Back over to Yoon, to Vartanian. Vartanian with a nice play, gets it out to Lutke. Lutke manages to dump it into the Long Island Gulls. Beck gives chase now. Beck behind the goalkeeper right now, but it's stolen by the Gulls. Harassed by Lutke is Hurl, who leaves it for Phelan from the Gulls. So into the Mid-Fairfield zone, O'Neill with a poke check. Phelan now back up with it. Slides it over to the other face-off circle over the head of Violante. Puck whistles around, but Sinqui able to keep it in. Blue line pass. Shores now gives chase behind his goalkeeper. Lutke there to help out in front. Nice stick work by Mid-Fairfield. Sinqui whiffs on the shot. But still Gulls with the puck. Mid-Fairfield just desperately trying to get it out. Fox now behind the Mid-Fairfield goalkeepers, occupied by Shores. And Lutke just throws it out off the glass, and that will definitely be an icing on Mid-Fairfield. So 2:49 left in the first period. We're all tied up here, 0 apiece. So Hanna is in at center. He's got Ruff out there with him. And Scranton, win by Mid-Fairfield. Ruff now can't, Ruff actually forces it out. Tries to get it to Hanna. Hanna's into the zone. Turns around and shoots off of Sinqui's leg, and the puck goes high up into the netting. So Hanna at the face-off. He's got Ruff still out there. Heckel over his right-hand shoulder. Klingenstein and Schwarz back on D. Out to Schwarz, who corrals the puck, shoots. Doesn't hit the net, to the near side of the net. Mid Fairfield still battling for position, and the Gulls come up with it, but lose the handle. Randazzo, though, collects. Steal, and I think that's going to be Lucas Ruff's going to go off here for a trip. So Lucas just needed to sell that a little bit more. Stuck his foot out a few inches and just happened to clip the Gulls player. So Mid Fairfield will go on their first penalty kill of the day. So at 2:15, we are still scoreless. So Conroy, Randazzo, Phelan, and Sinqui, and Tisdale out there for the Gulls. Malafis out there for center. Sinqui now with a shot, and it's off of Violante. Another save, but goes in, dribbles in past Violante. So the Gulls striking right away on the indiscretion by Mid Fairfield and go up on a power play goal. 2:10 left in the first period. Mid Fairfield's down by a goal. So it looked like Violante had the first save on it. Looked like he was about to get the second one on, and the puck must have just had a strange bounce and went into the net. So Correa at center with Johnston, and Scranton will look for the equalizer. Zoo pinches up, dumps in. Gulls goalkeeper tries to field it, struggles with it. Zoo now tries to field it, but here come the Gulls who go right by him. Correa had gone back to help out Zoo. So fortunately we were there to stop the Gulls onslaught. Long pass to Fox. Big hit by Matty Caccaro. Fox tried to split. Oh, dangerous pass in front by Mid Fairfield. Matty Caccaro with a monster hit on Fox in the middle of the ice. And here comes Correa now. Correa's got Johnston on his wing. I don't know if he saw him, but loses the handle. Out in front is Yoon. Yoon streaks in, and it tips off a player's stick, goes over the net. Johnston now up with the puck. Johnston wheels around, shot off the goalkeeper's shoulder. Yoon pinches back in, dumps it into the corner. Johnston now up with it. Oh, tried to get it to Yoon and unable to connect. Ludke's forced to retreat and collect the puck. Ludke leaves it for O'Neill, over to Yoon. Long pass, it's intercepted by Phelan. Ludke, nice play. He's trying to kick the puck out. Now he steps on it. O'Neill able to swat it out of the zone. And the Gulls look to reload. Puck deflects off one of the players' sticks. Conroy retreats along with Yoon. Mid Fairfield trying to get it out, but the Gulls doing a better job. Now the Gulls have a loose puck. Phelan wheels around on nobody from the Gulls there, and here comes Ludke now. Had Malafis there for a second. Heckel now leaves it for Ludke, throws it over. Malafis now trying desperately to get it to a teammate, unable to do so. And the Gulls just throw it up into their bench, but that is the first period. So at the end of one, it's Long Island Gulls 1, Mid Fairfield nothing. We'll be back in a second.
Can you grab those 2 times and try to get...
We all good?
I don't think we ever went off, actually. Yeah, you're still live.
Okay. Well, luckily we didn't say anything bad. All right, so we're going to change sides here, and we'll start period number 2. So far, a pretty good matchup. Both teams going up and down. Lots of up and down action, lots of turnovers at center ice, which is common. Well, we're going to start the second period here. We've got Hannah out there with Ruff and Heckel. Klingenstein and Schwarz out on D. So coach trying some different lines here. Schwarz up with the puck across center ice. Schwarz dumps in. So puck gets by Klingenstein. Ruff there with a nice defensive effort to help out his defenseman. Puck squirts over into the corner. Sinqui up with it from the Gulls, and he's hammered into the boards. Sinqui now loose with the puck. Sinqui still with the puck, leaves it for Conroy. Conroy with some nifty skating. Fairfield's able, or sorry, the Gulls able to force it back in. Saved by Violante off the pad. And I believe it went off the pad, then off the stick and up into the netting. So 16-16 left in the second period. Got Scranton out there with Carre, win by Mid-Fairfield. And also Johnston out up front. DeMarco now with the puck from the Gulls, dumps it back in. Caccaro now gives chase. He's harassed by Fox. Caccaro gets it to Johnston, who gets it to Carre, who unfortunately slides it a little too far, but they're going to wave off icing here. Gulls able to beat the Mid-Fairfield forecheck, but now puck turned over. Shot on the Gulls goalkeeper, who's forced to use his stick and glove to stop play here. 15:44 left in the second period. So Malefis, Ludke, and Beck out there, along with Yoon and O'Neill. Malefis at the center position. He's got Ludke off his left shoulder, win by Malefis. Beck able to throw it back behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Ludke's there. Malefis is thrown down to the ice, no call. Malefis along with Ludke over in the corner. Ludke now up with it, he's looking for a teammate, overskates it. Yoon able to pinch in, tap it back in. Puck's still loose, the Gulls finally force it out. Conroy's now up with it, falls down, leaves it for Ferrante. Nice save by Violante. So the Gulls had 2-on-1 there at least. Violante able to keep him off the board. Still battling for possession along the glass. Finally able to force it out of the Mid-Fairfield zone is Ferrante. Nice play by Beck to steal the puck, but turns it over at center ice. And steal by Malefis, gets it over to Yoon, unable to handle it cleanly, and the Gulls back up with it. Heckel now with a forecheck. Causes Wang to go back, and Sinqui. Nice play by Malefis with the tip. But the Gulls managed to break it out, but turn it over to Yoon, who gets it to Heckel. Heckel's got some skating room now. By his defenseman Sinqui out in front, and Braden Heckel buries the puck. After blowing by the Gulls defenseman, Braden Heckel with about 2 inches to put a puck in past the Gulls goalkeeper, able to slide one in. And at 14:10 left in the second period, Mid-Fairfield's able to even up the score at 1 apiece. Gulls goalkeeper played that well. Almost no space for that puck. Heckel managed to slide it in. So Hannah now with the forecheck behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Lopiano tries to get the puck out, turns it over to Klingenstein, who throws the puck back in, and there's going to be an offside on mid-Fairfield. .53 left in the second period. Caray's out there with Scranton and Johnston. Schwarz and Klingenstein out on D. Ref admonishing the few players. Getting started early. Klingenstein up with the puck. Skates with it. Klingenstein gains the zone himself by DeMarco. Klingenstein out in front. Loses the handle in the crease. Johnston now with a shot. Whiffs at it again. Caray out and batting it out of the air. Unable to connect, and Schwarz pinches in. Leaves it for Caray, who slides it over to Klingenstein. Pinches in. Big shot off the Gulls player. Klingenstein now throws it back in the Gulls zone. Puck back into the mid-Fairfield spot. Into the zone, sorry. And turnovers abound at the neutral zone. Gulls finally settle it down. Scranton now into the corner, up with it. Scranton now with a full head of steam, tries to blow by a few players, turns over the puck. Johnston leaves it for Klingenstein. Back to Johnston. Johnston across center ice, gains the zone. Johnston's trying to go by Hurl. Hurl with a good poke check to free the puck. Scranton now up with it. Leaves it for Zoo. Zoo pinches in at the faceoff circle. Shot. And it's gloved by the Gulls goalkeeper. 12:39 left in the second period. We're all tied up here, one apiece. So Malafis is out there with Beck and Ludke. Zoo and Kakaro out on D. Win by mid-Fairfield. Beck now up with the puck on the side, out in front. Malafis unable to get a full stick on it. Puck squirts out to Kakaro, who dumps it back in. And here comes Pan from the Gulls, but it turns over right away. Ludke back up with it. He's tied up by Hurl. Kakaro now up with it. Shot to the near side of the Gulls goalkeeper. Zoo taps it back in along with Malafis and Beck. Puck's loose. Sinqui now up with it, who just throws the puck out. And they're going to wave off icing. They're going to say that Kakaro had an opportunity to play it. Kakaro had an opportunity to play it and just put his hands down. Kakaro back up with it. Now the steal. He's got Malafis. Malafis now trying to beat the Gulls defenseman. DeMarco does. Gets a shot on net. Puck is loose off to the side. Still loose out in front. Zoo tries to keep it in, but unable to do so. Zoo now retreats. He's got Ludke back there. Rolling puck. Nice pass to Hannah. Hannah Heckel. But too many Gulls players in the slot there. And here come the Gulls. DeMarco now skates over. Dumps it into the mid-Fairfield zone. O'Neill now throws it back there, but only Conroy from the Gulls is there. Nice poke check, I believe, by Lucas Ruff, freeing the puck. You got Heckel now into the Gulls zone, hits the brakes, overskates it, but puck is loose over to Yoon, who throws it to O'Neill, who dumps it in. Gulls goalkeeper fields it at 10:55 left in the second. Yoon pinches in, forces the puck back into the corner. Gulls trying to pass it out of their zone. Gulls dump it in. Yoon now over into the corner, throws the puck over to O'Neill. O'Neill unable to handle it cleanly. Gulls get there first. Hannah now along the boards. Good passing by the Gulls, beating the defensive effort by mid-Fairfield. Big hit by Yoon. Nifty skating by Lucas Ruff gets the puck out. Sinqui now from the Gulls, up with a puck, cross-ice pass. And that's going to be an offside on the Gulls. So the Gulls definitely a skilled team at moving the puck. Trying to take advantage of some of Mid-Fairfield's aggressiveness there. Mid-Fairfield, though, matching the intensity defensively and able to keep us tied at one apiece with 10:11 left to play. Second period. Klingenstein up with the puck over to Schwarz. Shores surveys. Gets it to Johnston, who beats the defenseman from the Gulls. To the near side, Shores sweeps in, taps the puck back into the corner. Shores is hammered into the boards. Scranton now back up with it. Scranton looking for an open teammate, just trying to get away from the Gulls with the puck. Gets it to Correa out in front, but only Lopiano's there from the Gulls. Lopiano now skates it out across the neutral zone into the mid-Fairfield zone. Lopiano out front and beats Violante. So mid-Fairfield just was victimized by some incredible passing by the Gulls. And at 9:31 left, the Gulls go up 2-1 over mid-Fairfield. So Malefis is back out there with Beck and Ludke. Kakaro and Zoo. Win by the Gulls. Lang retreats, but doesn't throw it over cleanly. He's harassed by mid-Fairfield. Gulls back up with it. Turned over at the face-off circle. And now Beck up with it. Beck drop pass to Kakaro. Kakaro's shot doesn't hit the net. Ludke throws it back to Zoo. Over to Kakaro. Kakaro winds up on the ice, loose. But only the Gulls players are there to sweep away the puck. The puck's thrown down. Kakaro's going to have to get there soon, though. Fox with a shot on Violante, who's able to just get enough of it to deflect it past the crossbar. So 8:42 left in the second period. Gulls up 2-1 over mid-Fairfield. So Hannah's out there with Ruff. Sorry, Heckel was out there with him too. Heckel now up with it. Bounce it up in the air to Ruff. Unable to field it cleanly, and Randazzo dumps it back in. O'Neill now up with it. Steal by the Gulls. Turned over at the blue line, but blocker save out to Heckel. Chipped up high up in the air again out of the zone, and Hurl gives chase. Both teams now struggling to connect the passes. You now back there, but Randazzo intercepts the pass. Randazzo up with it. Randazzo's still up with it. Circles around. Randazzo and O'Neill get into it. Hannah now into the corner. Hannah now gets it out to Ruff. Tries to tip it out, but DeMarco now up with it. Here comes Lucas Ruff, who's thrown to the ice. And so mid-Fairfield's going to go on their first power play of the day. Lucas Ruff with some outstanding play along the glass, forcing the issue, forcing the Gulls to trip them. So it's 7:31 left in the second period. Mid-Fairfield will go on the power play. The first power play units out there with Scranton and Hannah, Malefis, Kakaro and Ludke. So Scranton at the face-off circle. Win by the Gulls. Ludke gives chase into the corner, tries to pin the player right there. Gulls control the puck, though. Ludke now throws it out. Malefis picks it up along the boards. It's a rolling puck. Kakaro pinches in, slides it over to Hannah. Out in front, it's loose. Oh, Scranton had a shot there, missed the post. Now the puck still pinned along the corner. Both teams battling for it. Malefis now up with it. Over to Kakaro. Leaves it for Hannah. Hannah loose out in front off the goalie's pads. But mid-Fairfield not there. Only Gulls players who swatted out of the zone. Malefis now retreats. It's hounded by Ferrante from the Gulls. Leaves it for Scranton, who tries to get it by, unable to do so. Coccaro now being hounded by a Gulls player, Conroy. Turns over the puck. Conroy back up with it. Throws it into the corner. Gulls with an aggressive penalty kill here. They have the puck. Conroy's got it. For Malefis. Malefis tries to split the defenseman, unable to do so. Leaves it for Hannah. Now Mid-Fairfield's got 30 seconds to get set up again. Hannah now tries to get a shot. Does! Oh, Lutke was there, unable to get anything past the goalie's pads. Hannah now puts it off the glass over to Scranton. Hannah now Malefis back up with it. Over to Lutke, who's able to drive the puck into the net. So Lutke with a greasy goal there. Puck bounced off the Gulls goalkeeper's pads, and Lutke, the beneficiary, able to drive the puck in right in the crease. So Mid-Fairfield with a power play goal here at 5:46 left in the second period is able to even up the score at 2 apiece.
Static's been good.
So Correa's out there now with Johnston and Heckel. Schwarz and Klingenstein win by Mid-Fairfield, but forces the puck back to the Gulls. Steal by Heckel. He's got Correa out in front. Heckel is hauled down to the ice and no call. Correa now with the puck over to Klingenstein. Klingenstein winds up, and it's gloved by the Gulls goalkeeper. Braden Heckel, a little irritated right now, was just hauled down to the ice in front of the referee, but no call. Looked like Mid-Fairfield was going to go on another power play there. So 5:31 left in the second period. We're all tied up 2 apiece. Correa back out there with Johnston. Heckel off his right shoulder. Schwarz and Klingenstein out there on D. Ref admonishing both players. Throws them both out. So Heckel now will come in and have Correa off his shoulder. Wins it out to Klingenstein's shot. It's blocked. Klingenstein collects his own rebound. Gets it over to Heckel, who slides it out to Schwarz, who's pinching in. It's turned over to the Gulls. Klingenstein now has to race over there. Taps it back, but only Phelan's there from the Gulls. Puck back to Heckel. Puck is stolen. Back and forth the turnovers go. Finally, the Gulls settle it down. Heckel with a nice play, though, to delay the pass. And Thisdale from the Gulls steals it. Klingenstein and Schwarz were both back there. Schwarz trying to force the issue. And Mid-Fairfield just throws it out. Should be an icing, but no, it's waved off. Sinqui picks up the puck. Long home run pass, and that's going to be an icing. So 4:34 left in the second period. Mid-Fairfield's tied 2 apiece with the Gulls. So Malefis is out there with Ruff. And Beck, Gulls win. Player gets by Yoon temporarily. Behind the Mid-Fairfield net, circles around, leaves it. Sinqui, nice play to hurl, but unable to connect. And it's out of the Mid-Fairfield zone. Beck now all over Randazzo. Ruff tries to help out his teammate. And that's going to be an offside. So at 3:56 left in the second period, be a face-off on the dot just outside the Mid-Fairfield blue line. Hannah at center with Lutke and Scranton. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Zoo over to Coccaro. Coccaro, long pass to Lutke. Lutke now trying to get by Wong, the defenseman, out in front, but no Mid-Fairfield players are there. Zoo with a nice defensive effort. Stolen by Scranton, who gets by the defenseman, kicks the puck over into the corner, just couldn't get a stick on it. Scranton with a big hit on Wong, but goes down to the ice. Now Ludke with another big hit. Kakaro now wheels it around to Zoo, off his skate, turns it over to Wong. Cross-ice pass. Misfires. Zoo now forced to retreat. He's got Ferrante there from the Gulls, pins the player up along the boards. Puck behind Violante. Hanna now pins the player there, and Kakaro able to get the puck. Kakaro now tries to get it to Scranton. Turnover battles continue behind the mid-Fairfield net. Puck still loose. Hanna with a play. Kakaro now, and finally Scranton manages to come up with it. Scranton throws it out to Zoo, over to Kakaro, who's got some skating room, but dumps it off to Hanna. Hanna now with a shot, but it deflects off into Marco. Taps it back. Scranton now trying to get the puck on his stick, but unable to do so. Beautiful pass. Klingenstein's got to race back. He hits Fox. Saved by Violante with a pad. Beautiful save by Violante. Klingenstein now tries to thread the needle. Scranton, he's got a breakaway. Scranton with a shot over the goalie's head. He had some open net there, but just couldn't get the puck on the net. Back and forth we go. Now here comes the Gulls with a chance. Violante with a save with a pad. Another save by Violante off the chest. Both goalkeepers keeping respective teams off the board here with fantastic saves out in the front. Malefis now tries to get it to Klingenstein. With Ruff over in the corner. O'Neill now over in the corner, tries to get it to a mid-Fairfield player. Beautiful play by Heckel to knock the puck out finally. Heckel, tried to get it to Ruff. Saw what Heckel was doing there. Stole the puck from the Gulls defenseman. Saw Lucas Ruff streaking in, but Ruff unable to get there on time to receive the puck on side. So with 1:15 left in the second period, be a face-off just outside the dot, off of the Gulls blue line. Win by mid-Fairfield. Yoon now up with it. Feathers it to Johnston. Johnston gets by him. Bounding puck. Gulls player goes down, but no call. Looked like a stick got him, too. Correa going at it with a few of the Gulls players. It's nice to see Cullen like that. He plays with an edge. And you can see he's irritating people out there, which is his job. And here comes Johnson. He's going to have a breakaway. Johnson now shields the puck. Nice play by the Gulls defenseman. Zoo now up with it. Loses the handle. Was thinking he was going to get a shot on the net. Zoo circles back, dumps it in. Puck turned over. Correa now up with it. Backhand off the Gulls goalkeeper. And we're going to have a stoppage in play here. So the last 3 or 4 minutes, a ton of scoring opportunities for both teams. The goalies standing on their heads right now to keep this deadlocked at 2 apiece. So Malefis is at center over to Heckel. Heckel's thinking about a shot. Unable to handle it cleanly. Now Kakaro in, dumps it into the corner. 12 seconds left. And that'll be it, folks. About 5 seconds left. Kakaro retreats. Just content to burn off the time. And so, just a word of note, we will have a Zamboni cut, so we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, and welcome back. So we had the Zamboni cutting the ice while you were gone, so we got a fresh sheet. And we're set to bring you the third period here. We're all deadlocked at 2 apiece. We're gonna have Hannah out there with Heckle and Ruff. Kakaro and Zoo back on D. Win by mid-Fairfield. Ruff drives it into the corner. Heckle now after the puck. Kakaro now up with it. Shoots it over into the corner. Gulls content to just throw it out. Kakaro now wheels around, overskates it, manages to get it out though. Yeah. So the interesting thing about the interesting thing about these rinks, the other rink and this one today and yesterday, when they cut the ice, they definitely need a few minutes for it to freeze because it's like a lake out there right now. So if you see the puck all of a sudden just stop, you know why. So Conroy now up with it, leaves it for Randazzo's shot that's sticked aside by Violante. Gulls now, Conroy circling around, beautiful pass to Sinqui, shot, saved by Violante. Randazzo back up with the puck. Nice tip by mid-Fairfield, getting a stick on that pass into the slot. Kakaro now tries to throw it off the glass, isn't able to get too much on it, but Hannah steals the puck but turns it over back to the Gulls again in the corner. Kakaro retreats behind his goalkeeper. Give and go pass. Hannah tries to get it to Heckle, unable to connect. Mid-Fairfield going for a shift change. O'Neill comes in, pokes the puck out to Lopiano. Beautiful passing again by the Gulls. Shot off a Yoon skate. Gulls come back up with the puck. They're winning all those 50-50 pucks so far in the first minute and a half of play. Tip by Ruff. Puck goes out. Ruff gives chase. But the Gulls get there first. Long pass, and that should be an icing. So all these teams try these long passes against mid-Fairfield, trying to stretch the ice. So Malefis is out there with Beck and Lutke. O'Neill and Yoon back on D. O'Neill off Malefis' shoulder. O'Neill up with it. Shot! Oh, it hit off the side of the net. Yoon pinches in. Malefis able to swing the puck behind the Long Island Gulls goalkeeper, but the Gulls back up with it. O'Neill uses his stick, but turns it over to Eric Pan. Pan able to force the puck back in. O'Neill gives chase over into the corner. Beck out there to help him. Beck with a nice pass. Unable to connect completely. Malefis back up with a turnover across his own blue line. Malefis now across the Gulls' blue line. He's looking for a passing partner, but turns it over to the Gulls. Conroy now up with the puck. Gets by Yoon, out in front of Violante. Save, loose out in front. The puck was loose. Violante able somehow to get his back on the puck and secure it. Made the initial save on Conroy. Maybe that water helped out a little bit right there. Froze the puck in the blue crease. Puck was not moving. Violante was able to just get a body part on it. Ref adamant, waving it off, saying no goal. So Correa back at center. Win by mid-Fairfield. Zoo now collects the puck, gets it over to Johnston. Johnston looks cross ice, decides to skate, leaves it for Klingenstein. Puck turned over, back over to Klingenstein, who decides to skate it up over the center line, loses the handle. Loose out in front. Puck turned over. Johnston leaves it for Scranton, but has his stick lifted, and the Gulls come back out with it into the neutral zone. Conroy now leaves it for Randazzo. Randazzo loses the handle after Violante went after him with the stick. Over to Wong, Gulls defenseman, tipped off of Scranton, over into the corner. Correa now giving chase. Scranton now tries to help out, still loose puck. Zhu gets it, throws it off the glass and out of the zone. Long pass to Lopiano. Gains the mid-Fairfield zone, but loses the puck. Klingenstein with a pass over to Johnston. Johnston now waits for teammates to get on side. Vartanian tried to steal it, but causes an offside. So at 13:04, mid-Fairfield will take a face-off right outside the Gulls blue line. Hannah's over there with Heckel and Vartanian. Ruff and Kakaro. Vartanian just over the shoulder of Hannah. Win by the Gulls, and here comes Sinqui with the puck. Kakaro with some stout D, preventing Sinqui from getting around him. Sinqui's a speedy player. Ruff with a beautiful play, using his body to keep the puck out. Violante fields it, leaves it for Kakaro. Kakaro drops it over to Ruff. Ruff chips it off the boards and out of the zone. Vartanian now up with it, over to Kakaro. Kakaro back to Vartanian, who loses it temporarily, turns it over at center ice. And that's going to be an offside on the Gulls. So with 12:24 left in the game, we're all deadlocked here, 2 apiece. Ludke, Beck, and Malefis are out there with O'Neill and Yoon. Face off just outside the mid-Fairfield blue line. Malefis, the face-off circle, win by the Gulls. Conroy tries to split mid-Fairfield players, unable to do so, turns it over to Ludke. Ludke now with the puck, he's hauled down. Malefis is there, unable to get a stick on it. Out in front is O'Neill. O'Neill winds up, shot off the Gulls goalkeeper, still loose out in front. Gulls goalkeeper swinging at it wildly. Yoon able to keep it, another shot off the pad of the goalkeeper. Puck goes bounding behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Beck there, mid-Fairfield hunting now. Ludke back up with it. Ludke on the side of the net. Looks for a defenseman. He's got nobody there. Just dumps it into the corner to Beck. Out in front to Ludke, over the head of the Gulls goalkeeper. Malefis now. Yoon's able to keep it in. He's got Ludke again. Over to Malefis out in front. Can't get a stick on it. And here come the Gulls breaking it out. Yoon and O'Neill back on D. Yoon with a hit on the Gulls player, forces him into the boards. Ludke back up with it, lifts it over for Malefis. Malefis with a sweet move getting by the winger, and he's hooked, no call. Lots of up and down action. Scranton now able to force the puck out. And the Gulls retreat behind their own goalkeeper. Puck over in the corner. Correa now harassing the Gulls players. Johnston back up with it. Johnston bobs and weaves, tries to get by the defenseman behind the Gulls goalkeeper, hits the brakes. Out to Zhu, over to Klingenstein. Klingenstein winds up. Can't hit the net. Back out to Zhu again, who dumps it behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Scranton gives chase. Lifts a stick. Scranton now with the steal, tries to look in the front of the goal. Nobody there. Zhu, now it's tipped behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Big hit by Correa. Klingenstein pitches in, shot off of Scranton's legs. And the puck whistles around the boards. Violante handles it, but there's going to be an icing here. So at 10:02 left in the third period and in the game, mid-Fairfield and the Gulls are tied at 2 apiece. Hannah now comes out with Heckel and Ruff. Yoon and Kakaro back on D. Hannah at the face-off circle. Win by the Gulls, thrown out. Kakaro able to keep in, throws it off the boards. but turned over to the Gulls. Fox now steal by Heckel. Heckel's got the puck and he's hauled down right in front of the Gulls goalkeeper. So there's a trip on the Gulls. Braden Heckel forcing the issue with a steal out in the slot. Gulls defenseman forced to tear him down to the ice. So Mid-Fairfield goes on a power play here at 9:47 left in the game. Lutke, Scranton, Johnston, Malafis, and Heckel out there as your first power play unit. Gulls trying to get things organized, who their penalty killers are going to be. So Scranton at the face-off center. Mid-Fairfield gets there first. Lutke throws it out to Heckel. Heckel back over to Hanna. Shot! It's sticked aside by the Gulls goalkeeper and just thrown the length of the ice. So 9:31 left in the game. Mid-Fairfield still 1:43 left in the penalty. Coach going to go with the same unit here. So Heckel off of Scranton's left shoulder. Tries to get it back to him. Mid-Fairfield with a win. Lutke circles around. Gets it out to Heckel. Back to Lutke. He's got Lutke behind him. Heckel now back up with the puck. Nice play by Scranton, but turned over to the Gulls. Sinkwee just throws it out. Heckel now back up with it. Skates around. Nice pass to Lutke. Puck's turned over, and here come the Gulls again, throwing it out. Malafis manages to keep it in. Tries to skate around, but turns it over. Now Conroy's got the puck. They've got a breakaway. Violante with a pad save to prevent the shorthanded opportunity for the Gulls. So Violante standing up large there. Mid-Fairfield had turned it over at the blue line. The Gulls' blue line. Lutke back there with the puck. Throws it behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Nobody there but Gulls players. Puck whistles around. Malafis back up with it. Shot off the pad of the Gulls goalkeeper. Scranton now up with it. And the Gulls players just throw it into their bench. So 23 seconds left in the third period. 23 seconds left in the penalty. 8:11 left in the third period. Mid-Fairfield still on the power play here. Coach is going to change out some of the players. He's got Correa at center. He's out there with Johnston and Ruff. Kakaro and Zoo earning some power play opportunities. So win by the Gulls. Thrown out, but not hard enough. Kakaro collects. Gets it over to Johnston, who slides it over to Zoo. Zoo pitches in. Unable to get a shot on net. Ruff still harassing the Gulls players. Mid-Fairfield battling for it. Behind the Gulls goalkeeper. Penalties expired. DeMarco comes out onto the ice. We're all even now, but turnover over to Zoo. Returns around, fires off of DeMarco. Gulls just trying to break it out of their zone. They finally do. Poke check by Zoo. Phelan now turns around, leaves it for DeMarco. Shot to the near side, the far side of Violante. Kakaro now up with it. Kakaro behind his own goalkeeper. Over to Ruff. Ruff now streaks down the ice, dumps it in. Fairfield goes for a shift change. Long pass is by the Gulls. Stolen by Mid-Fairfield. O'Neill up with it. Tries to get it to Correa. Does. Finally gets it to Beck. Beck now tries to get by him. Lutke now is hit into the boards. Still a battle along the board. Puck gets loose. Lutke takes a good angle and gets the puck over to Yoon. So I believe the Mid-Fairfield's going to go off on a penalty here. Okay, so O'Neal is going to go off for a trip at 6:36. So Mid-Fairfield's going to be forced to kill this one off. So both teams getting their number one power play units on later in the game. So Hanna at the center position. He's got Heckel out there with Yoon and Klingenstein. Win by the Gulls out to their defenseman. Wang pinches in. Shot off the pad of Violante. Gulls again back up with the puck. Wang still with it. Out to the blue line. Leaves it for DeMarco. Siegel now tries to corral it in. Goes off his skates. So the Gulls are forced out. Hanna now with the forecheck. Turnover, and Hanna with the steal. Hanna up with the puck. Passes it over to Heckel. Heckel out in front. It's off the goalie's pads. Braden Heckel had a chance there for a shorthanded opportunity. So the Gulls are forced to retreat and settle things down. Conroy now up with the puck. Conroy loses the handle, and Yoon comes in with a hit. Yoon able to seal it. Leaves it for Heckel. Heckel just lifts it high up into the air. Great play by Braden Heckel. Sinkwee now with the puck. Drop pass over to Conroy. So Mid-Fairfield doubling Conroy on this one. Sinkwee now back up. Kick save by Violante. Sinkwee back up with a bounding puck. Blue line pass to Thisdell. Phelan now with a shot. Nice work by Violante to pad it off to the side. Mid-Fairfield trying to clear those shooting lanes. Oh, puck goes bounding in front of Violante, but unable to get on net. Sinkwee now up with it, quarterbacking the power play here. Shot. Player stopped it from the Gulls. Loose. Nice save by Violante. He's able to keep the puck out of the net somehow. Shot on the Gulls goalkeeper. 9 seconds left. Mid-Fairfield going for a shift change. They're going to have to hustle here. Kakaro back there pins his player up against the board. Scranton tries to throw it out, but the Gulls players get it. Sinkwee pitches in. Shot over the goal, over Violante's head and into the netting. 4:30 left, and Mid-Fairfield at a crucial part in the game kills off the penalty. So Mid-Fairfield able to dodge the trip by O'Neal, kills off the penalty, and at 4:30 left in the game, we're still knotted at 2 apiece. So Correa at the center position. Over to Kakaro. Kakaro up to Scranton. Scranton looks cross ice. He's got Johnson there. Just can't manage to weasel past the Gulls player. And Siegel now up with it from the Gulls. Scranton with a stick lift steals the puck. Tries to get it out to Kakaro. But DeMarco now up with it. Loses the handle. Scranton still battling. Scranton tries to throw it out in front, but only the Gulls are there. Now Zoo back on D. Pan hits the brakes, loses the handle. Zoo now up with it. Zoo now sweeps in, collects his own pass, shot, and it's off the stick of Wong and up into the netting. 3:42 left to play.
Let's go, MF, let's go.
So Vinny Zhu with a good shift out there defensively, forcing the issue. So Klingenstein and Yoon are out there on D. Malefis, Ruff, and Beck. Malefis at the face-off position. Ref's going to throw both of them out. Ruff's going to come in. Win by the Gulls. Malefis gets a stick ripped out of his hands, but no call. Lopiano up with the puck at center ice. Mid-Fairfield pressuring the puck in the neutral zone well. Gulls finally able to break it, but unable to get it cleanly to their winger, out to their wingers. Klingenstein back into the corner. Over to Beck, who tries tipping it to Malefis, unable to connect. Phelan now up with it. Back into the Mid-Fairfield zone. Oh, steal by Ruff. He's going to race down there. He's got Beck in the center, unable to connect on a pass. But Lucas Ruff doing a lot of the little things well here. Unable to get on the scoring sheet yet. Nice play by Klingenstein to dislodge the puck. And Yoon now circles back. Puck tipped by the Gulls player, though, Randazzo, who steals it from Yoon. Malefus now into the corner. You can tell both teams are a little gassed here with the up and down action. Beck now battling. Randazzo with a pass over to DeMarco. Nice play by Ruff to deny. That was all Lucas Ruff that kept that shot from going on net. And wow, at a critical juncture of the game, the Gulls with too many players on the ice. And at that exact moment, the puck went whistling by the bench and everyone in the rink could see it. So there's going to be no doubt about that call. So with 2:09 left in the third period, Mid-Fairfield's going to go on the power play here. We're all tied up, 2 apiece. It's been a great game, lots of up and down action. Mid-Fairfield has never been out in front. So Ludke's out there with Heckel and Hanna. Win by the Gulls. And thrown out of the zone. Icing's waved off. And Caccaro up with it behind his own goalkeeper. Caccaro with some skating room. Turns it over to Hanna. Was unable to secure the puck. The Gulls back on it again. And it's forced back into the Mid-Fairfield zone again. Zoo retreats. Settles the puck down. Zoo up to Hanna, but unable to connect on the pass, and the Gulls just throw it back again. 1:30 left in the game, and that's going to be an icing on the Gulls. But so far, Mid-Fairfield unable to get things set up on their power play unit. So it looks like Coach is going to change things up on the power play a little here. He's got Malefus out there with Scranton and Johnston. He's got Heckel and Caccaro out there. So Malefus at the center. Win by the Gulls, but Malefus comes in and steals it. But the Gulls back up with it. Conroy throws it out. Heckel unable to keep it in the zone as it tips over his stick, and he turns it over. The Gulls back up with the puck. Finally, Heckel able to settle things down, get it to Scranton. 57 seconds left in the penalty. Gulls with an active forecheck, trying to kill this penalty off. Johnston now misfires. Puck skips over his stick, but Johnston with a steal. Johnston just trying to get it out to one of the Mid-Fairfield defensemen. Puck is still loose. Heckel now up with the puck. Gets it over to Johnston, who gains the zone. Dumps it in. Heckel now up with it. Heckel just trying to get things set up here with 20 seconds. Leaves it for Caccaro back to Johnston, who hits the brakes but's hammered. Fielded by Heckel. Heckel with a beautiful play over to Caccaro. Caccaro back to Heckel. Heckel, over to Malefus, who's unable to get a stick on it. Back to Heckel. Heckel shoots. Blocker to side. Caccaro picks up the shot. He's hit into the boards, and that's the penalty. 6 seconds left. Scranton now turns, unable to get a shot on, and that's it. All right, so at the end of 3, we are still deadlocked here at 2 apiece, and we'll bring you overtime in just a second. Just take a short break. All right, and we are back at it here. So the rules with the overtime, it's gonna, oh. Okay, and we're back at it here. So the rules with overtime, 5 minutes. First team that scores wins. It's gonna be a 3-on-3. And so the first three skaters we have out there, Matty Coccaro, Yanni Malafis, and Braden Heckel will be your three skaters. Conroy and Sinkwee, which are dangerous players for the Gulls, are out there as well. Gulls win. Face off, retreat into their own zone to get things settled down. Heckel now wanting to force the issue. And here comes Conroy with a full head of steam by Coccaro. Coccaro able to run. Oh, nice play by Violante. Coccaro was trying to keep the shot from happening. Violante bounces it off his chest and bounds onto the puck to stop play here. 4:36 left in the overtime. Mid-Fairfield stays with their group. Gulls change out some players. Win by Mid-Fairfield. Coccaro now retreats behind Violante. Coccaro surveys, waits for Heckel, leaves it for Heckel. Heckel immediately harassed. Manages to come out with the puck somehow. Heckel now beats his player, gets by. He's trying to get by Eric Pan, and he's hauled down to the ice. No call. Heckel still down on the ice. And the Gulls back with it. Conroy, I think, has been out there for the whole overtime so far. And here comes Mid-Fairfield. We know what the Gulls are going to try to do. Malafis loses a stick, but Heckel there help out his teammate. Puck out to Conroy. Sinkwee now back with it. It comes out of the zone. Zoo loses a glove. Sinkwee gains the zone. Shot. And it's sticked off to the side by Violante. Now Malafis up with the puck. Decides to circle around a bit. Now skates over center ice. He's hammered into the boards by Conroy. Puck turned over to Scranton. Scranton trying to find an open teammate, and he's thrown to the ice. Scranton shielding the puck with his body. Not wanting to lose possession. Over to Zoo. Zoo over to Scranton. Splits the defenders, and he's hauled down. Mid-Fairfield still with the puck, but now the Gulls are going to tap the puck and stop play here. So Kai Scranton forcing the issue, and he's hauled down by the Gulls. So for the 2 minutes of the 2:43 that are remaining, the Gulls are going to be shorthanded here. So I believe the Gulls are going to call a timeout, talk things over.
Jeff thought it might be a shot. It was close.
No. So Mid-Fairfield timeout, I apologize about that. So Mid-Fairfield wants to talk things over. So in the overtime, what you're going to have is instead of the Gulls losing a player, Mid-Fairfield will have an additional player. So it'll be a 4-on-3. So far in the game, Mid-Fairfield not able to get much going on their power play unit. But they're going to throw out their number one power play unit. They'll have Scranton out there with Lutke and Heckel and Malafis. So the Gulls are going to send out their 3 penalty killers. Malafis at the face-off against Phelan from the Gulls. Malafis with the win. Gets it to Scranton. Scranton using his body to protect the puck out to Heckel. Heckel over to Scranton, over to Malefis. Oh, he saw Ludke out in front, tried to get him the puck. Mid Fairfield back up with it over to Heckel. Heckel over to Scranton, over to Malefis. Tries the behind the back pass, gets it to Heckel. Heckel now trying to beat his player. He's got Malefis and a shot. Oh, beautiful glove by the Gulls goalkeeper. Scranton with a great shot about a foot off the ice, but the Gulls goalkeeper flashing the leather here. 2:10 left in the overtime. 1:27 left in the penalty. Win by the Gulls, just thrown out of the zone. So 2:05 left, 1:22 left in the penalty. And we'll reboot that. So Malefis there with a win. Over to Scranton, throws it out to Heckel. Heckel with a shot off the Gulls player, but Scranton now back up with it. Over to Malefis. Over to Scranton. Over to Heckel. Heckel pitches in, shot, and a tip off of Ludke, I believe, but it's either Braden Heckel or Ludke, but it beats the Long Island Gulls goalkeeper. So Mid Fairfield able to avenge a loss last week by taking down the Gulls 3-2 in overtime. And Violante gets a hug from his goalie partner, Fitch. Violante, a former Gull. This one was extra special for that goalkeeper. So you're going to see the handshake line, and Joe comes to the front, which he should be, and gets the congratulatory handshakes from his former team, and that one's going to be sweet for Joe. So we will see you tomorrow morning, Mid Fairfield, with a big win in overtime tonight. So take care, folks.